everyone, and welcome to Sen Vàng channel. So today we will talk about the rental demand for Koreans and Japanese in Westlake. And be here with us today, we are very lucky to have participation of Mr. CEO, Mr. Sen Vàng and Mr. 𝗩𝗶𝗲𝘁 from my company. And in this talk show, they will share with us useful information about the potential of Koreans and Japanese leasing market in Tay Ho. And hello, thank you very much for joining us today. So first of all, can you introduce a little bit about yourself as well as about your company to all of the audience who are following us today? Yeah, so you first. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Shindo from 𝗩𝗶𝗲𝘁. 𝗩𝗶𝗲 is one of the biggest brands in Japanese real estate brokerage service.
Yeah.
So we have more than 800 branches in Japan and 13 branches abroad. In Vietnam, we have two shops in Hanoi and in Ho Chi Minh City. I'm the sales manager of both Hanoi shop and Ho Chi Minh shop.
So my name is Sean, and I'm from Washington, Bison Premier. We are a service residence company. We just started to do business in Hanoi back in 2018. Winter of 2018. We are a fast-growing company. We have professional staffs to serve the needs for all international and specifically Koreans and Japanese renters who want to go into these privately owned and privately curated homes for rental. So we serve both investors and renters together. So we will give the most benefit for both parties, right?
I'm a creative director from 𝗩𝗶𝗲𝘁. We work in New York, in Seoul, and China. Also now we work in Vietnam. So we try to provide a good design, which is our customers are foreigners. So we try to match their lifestyle.
Yeah. So thank you very much for the introduction. So as you know, nowadays Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh are big cities which has the largest number of Koreans and Japanese living and working in Vietnam for a long time. So Mr. Sen Vàng, can you share with us which area in Hanoi does the Koreans often concentrate most?
Okay, for Koreans, they first settled in Chung-Ha area, which is west part of Hanoi. Now most population live in Meeting area, which is not really far from Chung-Ha, so still west part of the Hanoi. Now we are estimating by the official figure from Korean government. There are around like 70,000 Koreans living in Hanoi alone, and there are around like 120,000 Koreans in the Ho Chi Minh City. So huge population in Koreans here, but mostly they are concentrated in western part of Hanoi.
Yeah. So what about the Japanese community?
Japanese community. Actually, we Japanese experts here in Hanoi. They have 4 traditional areas. First of all, the north shore of Tay Ho, like Sunjio Street, Dongban Street. And the second one is Central Business District, like North Haibai District or Hwangkyong District. And the third one is around Kinma. So many Japanese restaurants here, many single Japanese expats here. And fourth one is 𝗩𝗶𝗲𝘁 district, because of the location of the Japanese school is west of Hanoi. So 𝗩𝗶𝗁 is very good, easy to commute to Japanese school.
Okay, so thank you. So as you know, there's many factors which affecting to the customer choice for the settlement place. And as you know, nowadays Westlake is the sister and ideal destination for foreigners. And in the future, it's expected that there's a wave of foreigners moving Westlake to living and working. So, according to you, how is the trend of Koreans and Japanese moving to Westlake at this time, as well as after in the upcoming years? What's the trend of Koreans moving to Westlake? sample. So Mr. Sen, go.
Westlake, why Westlake?
Yeah.
The potential.
Yeah.
Actually, as I said, Japanese has a traditional 4 areas they prefer.
Yeah.
But the 5th one should be Westlake, because from Westlake area, we can easy to commute to the industrial zone around by being football.
Yes.
So it's very easy because already Sanban Street is how to say that widened, and the Chikon Street, New Street, very easy to go. And Neptune Bridge, of course, Tangram Bridge also renovated. So we can easily to go for the north side of the industrial part there. So that is very attractive for Japanese. And other point is now Japanese population in Hanoi still increasing. Nowadays, Japanese investor, Japanese expert want a low budget but pretty good design, interior, or some other things, apartment from the private owners. So we can introduce Japanese customers to the private owned condominium as apartment to Japanese, many Japanese.
So what about Korea?
So for Koreans traditionally, Westlake is not their priority area for living and working because of like 3 things. First thing is Koreans traditionally they like to live in a big apartment complex, which can provide like all living essentials, like big mart and some academic institutes and restaurants, all in like very tight, small, area. But Westlake, they do not have this kind of infrastructure at the moment now. But what I'm seeing now is these developments like in Starlake or 𝗩𝗶𝗁 or like Westlake. There's some good projects coming up. And on top of that, Korean embassy is moving and they're aiming to open very soon. And Lotte Mall across 𝗩𝗶𝗁 from the 𝗩𝗁cie Street, right? They're coming up in 2 years. And supermarket chain store from Korea, E-Mart, is opening up soon also in Starlake. So these are basic needs for Koreans. They're coming into 𝗩𝗶𝗁 and Westlake area. So I believe this is going to be very good for Koreans to live in very near future. So once the infrastructure is built, then I guess we have a good community building up next to Chunghwa, Mili, and then to Westlake area.
Yes, okay, I see. So obviously, Westlake is the potential market for leasing.
Exactly.
So, according to you, what is the common needs of Koreans and Japanese residents in Westlake?
I think this can be a very general question for either Koreans or Japanese. Koreans and Japanese are a little different, but we share some common stuff. Like, when you try to find an apartment for living, then there are certain interior requirements that Koreans and Japanese see. So let's say, when you want to live in one apartment, you must have like mosquito net, must have like water and air purification system, and you must have like neutral tone of like interior, and not too busy, not too crazy, and spring mattress. There's so many little stuffs, but now we like try to find these proper apartments along, like individually on the own units by the Vietnamese landlords. We do not aim to find many, so that's why my son and Abel we came up with premier services that we try to finish up the interior in the likes of Japanese and Koreans. So this is what we are heading, and this is what it will be for our use to be in the future.
Because Chung has said, interior is very important factor with regards to the customer choice. So this is a big problem for Vietnamese landlords nowadays. Each country will have the different interior design style, and so there is a common question which may audience send to our program today is what is the differences and the same between the interior in Vietnam and interior in Korea or Japan. Okay, so can you help them to understand more about this?
Okay, for example, the difference about the interior design. I think it's different is the lifestyle. Lifestyle is totally different, so I think the ordinary Vietnamese people cannot understand because they don't have the experience about living in Korea, whatever, Japan. So because it's all different style. So, for example, some when I check some interior design, Vietnamese people put the bottle for playing table in the home. It's too big, but actually it's our target is a foreigner, like a Korean American, also maybe Canadian American, whatever, right? Japanese also. So their religion is totally different. So if we put that, we don't like it. Pretty scary. So I think that we need to take it out. So that's difference is we don't need that. So for we don't need to put something like that in the home. So that was the difference, and maybe some of the experience. Now I'm trying to live in the all different apartment from the Airbnb. Try to have the experience. What is the home looks like? What is the other brand looks like? So now I'm researching and find out the problem. And one of the problem is the developer didn't think about the user experience. So not really designed for who really live in the space. So I think that this is the difference between the Vietnamese interior designer and other designers.
So thank you very much for sharing just good information.
Okay.
Basically, God interior is often higher than the local interior. And this is a big problem for the Vietnamese landlords. It's a high price for the Vietnamese landlords. So that's the reason why many Vietnamese landlords are considering when investing in interior for their apartments or leasing. So can you think about this?
Yeah, of course, all the people know the Japanese style or Korean style interior are much expensive. But actually, expensive, yeah, of course, design, interior, equipment, many things in the apartment. Expensive, but that add some value to their asset. So, of course, Korean product like LG or Samsung, Japanese product like Daikin or Panasonic or something, of course we can use long time. So once they choose such kind of equipment, or they can use long time. So that is the one point why they should stay expensive. And of course, the design, about the design interior, that for Korean customer, for Japanese customer, if they invest much, suitable for Korean customer, Japanese customer, we can find customer easier than local interior. That is the technical.
One more question, which many Vietnamese landlords are considering, is can you talk more about your full service leasing management?
Yeah, sure. So Myson Able provides full rental service for renter, also the landlord. The system works like this. Myson Able and 𝗰𝗶𝗁 as interior package. So we furnish their apartment as a like of Japanese and Korean. And that's the first option they can choose. Second option is they can use their own design and do the interior, but we have a very severe checklist. So it has to meet the requirement of the checklist. So after they go through the checklist, then we give them the certification. So after the certification, we can market these properties to Korean or Japanese renters. So once these are in the market, there will be lease, and the lease contract will go to Able. And Able will manage the payment and give out the and all these kind of services for the landlord. And Bison gives services to renters. So in the services, there are mandatory services like housekeeping and move in and out cleaning, air conditioning cleaning, and mechanical electrical maintenance. And there's so many in the package. There are also like optional packages for breakfast meal and transportation or referral services like golf or travel booking. So you can adjust services for your needs for renter side. And this is done by professional staff. And we do provide 24-hour emergency services too. So we respond the needs of emergencies right away. Right? So Sen Vàng, they organized the upcoming event in September 8th at Sheraton Hotel, and Bison will take a part in, and Able will take part in, and we will introduce the most benefit the investor can get when they want to rent their units to the international customers, like Koreans and Japanese. So in the event, please join and hear us. We do provide many good services and a good return for your properties. Thank you.
So thank you very much for the present today. There's good news for the Vietnamese landlords in Tay Ho. So this is the first program in Hanoi which is called to provide keynotes for the Koreans and Japanese leasing investors in Tay Ho. And when you join this program, you can receive many values, not only the information about the keynotes for leasing, but also you can be consulted about the feng shui free, and you can consult us about the full service leasing management. And you will receive many interesting gifts from the sponsors of the program. And so if you're concerned about the program, you can click on the registration link below. And so now, thank you very much for following us, and goodbye. See you later in the event. Bye bye.
Xin chào.